can have your dream job and still be unhappy if you're not actually doing something that fits with the kind of life that you want. When I was younger, I thought the thing that was going to make me the most happiest, that would, bring me my dream life, was working in a writer's room in Hollywood. I thought that that was like the sun and the moon. When I finally got there, I realized that me, an introvert, in a writer's room with a bunch of other people every day for hours on end, having to coordinate and manage all of these people. And then eventually when you become a showrunner, you're basically like also have to be a producer and handle all of these things. And I thought, this is exactly what I want. And you have to deal with the politics, and like you have to kind of like manage all these big personalities, studios, all that stuff. I thought that that's what I wanted. I was sure that I was. But then I realized there's a few pieces of my life that didn't mesh with that. The first thing is that Hollywood is very much like high school. You have to be constantly meeting people. It is all about who you know. A lot of the greatest writers that I've ever read never got their stuff made because they just weren't very good at networking. And so that kind of difficulty is really hard for me to swallow, especially as an introvert who loves reading and writing, less so a lot of the networking stuff. And so what I realized right away is that climbing the ranks in Hollywood was not going to be the way that I was going to get my work made. It was not going to be the way that I was going to get into Hollywood. And so I abandoned that track even after I got an episode of TV to write and like climbed the ladder and all that. And I started traveling the world as a freelance writer. That's when I realized that I love travel. I love being in new places. I've been in New York for this last month, watching a lot of Broadway shows and meeting up with friends and going to see the cherry blossoms. It's been amazing here, and I'm going to be spending also the entire summer in Spain. And I could not do this if I was in Hollywood. So it's kind of interesting how the things that I love now, travel, alone time, reading books, writing books, were made possible by my freelance writing lifestyle, not by what I thought would have made me happy, which was Hollywood. The other week, I kind of turned a corner and I was like, wow, I am the happiest I've ever been. Like, I am suddenly have everything that I want. I've like hit price points in my work as a freelancer that I'm really happy about. I'm doing great work with my clients. They're really excited with everything that I turn in. Like, everything is exactly the way it should be. I have time to spend with my partner. I have time to do my hobbies. I have time to be a full person and to travel and to see all these beautiful things. And this is what I've been wanting my whole life. And so I say this because I think it's really important when you're thinking about the ideal dream life that you want from yourself, usually from a young age, like the 9-year-old version of ourselves, and that little person's dream of what we want to be, we usually cling to that really hard because we think that that is the thing that we should be after and going after. But when we get older, we look back and we need to understand that sometimes that 9-year-old needs to let go of the dreams that don't actually fit who we are much, much later in our lives. Go after the life that makes sense for you now, not when you were 9.